Hey there, everybody. All right. I'm going to be brief today because we've got just about 15 minutes to blow your mind, but I think that we got this covered. My name is Steve Pargett, and I'm here representing an organization called Dream Machine Innovation Lab. You may have noticed that a lot of the conversations around artificial intelligence are plagued by fear. I'll ask you today to lend us your imagination because we want to be in the space of asking questions like, what is the best thing that could happen? Are there any Marvel superhero fans here? All right, we got them. You may have noticed that the title of this panel was Making Wakanda Real. It mentions Wakanda, so we're going to stay in that zone for a little bit. I'm one of the leaders of a campaign that's called Make Wakanda Real, where we're building an alliance of technologists, business leaders, artists, influencers, entertainers, and dreamers to come together to create a future that works for all of our communities. The future that we envision is like the one in Marvel's Black Panther, in the land of Wakanda, where the future is technologically advanced, it's supportive of all people of the community, and it not only has intelligence, but it is imbued with wisdom. We've been traveling around the country, having gatherings, convenings, and events where we're strategically building bridges with people that are going to lead our communities to that future. And along the way, we find some real heroes like my brother Alex Tsado from the Alliance for AI. Let's give a round of applause. All right, it's my brother Alex Tsado from the Alliance for Africa's Intelligence. Why don't you take us forward?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Steve.
All right. So, yes, as Steven said, I'm going to be your controller today. Let me make sure that is on. I will be showing you some demos of things that have been happening. But a few words before that. Yesterday, someone who's becoming a very, very good friend very quickly, Shiko Gitao, who's sitting there, said something very profound yesterday that I'll share with you. She mentioned that in other parts of the world, in the US, AI is about increasing efficiency, increasing productivity. But in Africa, it's a thing of absolute necessity. When you think about the ratios of the number of students you have to teachers, it's in the hundreds, if not thousands. When you think of the ratios of the number of patients to doctors, it's in the hundreds, if not thousands. AI can be used to build tools that help us bridge those gaps. And after we build those tools in Africa, we'll bring it to the rest of the world, just like we did in the space of mobile technologies and mobile money, which you're now quite familiar with. That's one of the promise of AI coming from Africa. But there are several challenges to make that happen. Many of them. We have summarized them into three: data, talent, and compute. Today, we're going to be talking and showing you videos of two solutions to the first two problems, data and talent, or people. And next year, when we're back on this stage, give me a round of applause. We're going to be back here next year. We're going to be talking about what we're doing with the Dream Machine to solve the compute problem, to empower all the AI champions, the Avengers, the Wakandans, you on the stage, to bring AI solutions to the world. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to show you two 5-minute videos for you to watch and see what's happening on the data and people stage. All right, let's see. This first one is referring to data, showing how an organization called Data Science Nigeria, driven by Dr. Baya Adekanmbi, show you what they are doing to solve the problem of data. When you don't have data in your ecosystem, do you just decide you're not going to be part of the AI race? Or are you going to jump in and get creative and do something about it? I'll let the team there tell you about what they're working on.
How can we develop artificial intelligence applications for billions of people in emerging markets where there's little to no documented data available? How do we build inclusive models when the necessary representative data remains elusive? In Africa, where over 3,000 languages are spoken, many remain undocumented and are categorized as low-resourced languages. Despite commendable efforts to scrape online conversations in these languages, the reality is starkly different. Much of the Afrocentric language content cannot be scraped, and even when available, these conversations are significantly different, deviating from the everyday speech and conversation style of real people living in the region. We've recognized these challenges and are taking a different approach. At DSN AI, we've initiated a bottom-up approach to data collection, engaging everyday individuals and capturing genuine conversations. With our user-friendly audio recorders, contributors can share real-time discussions as they carry out their daily activities. These conversations are meticulously labeled and segmented into sentences, creating a rich dataset for training our models. Furthermore, we guide language contributors to create conversations that are based on standard data corpus, bringing in a lot of diversity, representativeness, and robustness into our models. Every sentence is augmented by these native speakers, helping us address dialectal variations and everyday slang that reflect the nuances of these local communities. To enable our work, we've established a state-of-the-art studio for voice data production, a large network of local voice agents representing native speakers, locally resident data collectors, and dedicated annotators across the country through our learning communities across over 50 campuses and 100 cities. Finally, we work with niche experts who validate our data for specific use cases such as financial inclusion and healthcare access, ensuring accuracy and compliance with ethical and cultural standards. With our high-quality, inclusive, and bottom-up dataset, we are developing a large language model tailored for African languages, which can be fine-tuned for various use cases, thereby enhancing its utility in addressing key socio-economic challenges in these emerging economies. We are sure to build better AI models to serve emerging markets. Imagine an application that provides financial information in local languages, improving financial inclusion for low-income earners, or a chat box that converses in a native dialect and acts as an alternative doctor in semi-urban communities, thereby reducing maternal mortality, because knowledge is now available at their fingertips, in their mother tongue. With AI, our unique approach to inclusive data collection, intentional augmentation, and localized nuances, we are bridging the infrastructural divide and making AI possibilities available and accessible to everyone, everywhere, across the world, one language at a time.
Round of applause, please, for the TSN team. So what is incredible about this, at least for me, is the approaches that they're building are approaches that can be adopted by other parts of the world that are facing the same kind of challenges. That is what we represent, being able to share our methods across the world. I will now shift to another challenge here that is even closer to my heart, one of people development. It's important that we train the people, that we train the talent that is going to build this future that we want. I wear two hats. One hat is Ahura AI, where we're building technology for students who don't have teachers. How can you use technology powered by AI to provide them support? On the other hand, there are students that don't even have these computers that can power AI. What do you do then? How do you work with these students? Where their universities don't teach AI, where can they start? That's where our Alliance for AI Future Makers program comes in, and I will share with you a video on how that works. Let's hit play here.
Ella fought against apartheid, promoting equality and opening up economic opportunities for all in South Africa. As Zikiwe pioneered independence in Nigeria, laying the groundwork for economic growth and development in the region. Sankara advocated for self-reliance in Burkina Faso, prioritizing education and healthcare to drive economic progress.
These are some of Africa's past greatest revolutionaries from the 1960s. The next leaders will come from technology, experts in AI, and the fourth industrial revolution. But there is a challenge. Black and brown people are greatly underrepresented in emerging technologies today, already leading to bias and unfairness in real products and opportunities.
If we are given the power to build our own AI solutions in Africa, we will change the future. We will increase accessibility to healthcare, increase accessibility to job opportunities, and reduce harm because we won't have the same blind spots. Currently, we don't have universities and teachers that are currently teaching artificial intelligence. Hence, that's where we're stuck. However, we have decided to act by creating a Future Makers program that empowers our students to learn together and come together as a group to learn more about AI.
AI Future Makers is a flagship program of Alliance for AI, set up to work with students and the youth in Africa and the rest of the global south to figure out how they're going to keep up with the imminent AI race. It works with these youth in universities to form AI leadership clubs where they learn everything from artificial intelligence and what's possible with it to leadership skills that help them stand out at work, and also history of how their people have contributed to innovation, which gets them pumped up to learn on their own, even though they have no teachers or curriculum to help them keep up with the pace of change in the world. As I think of specific people who have benefited from the AI Future Makers program, I can't help but remember a young lady who was just 14 in Ghana, part of an A-levels program.
I was a first generation undergraduate and graduate student. During my undergraduate studies, Future Makers introduced me to leadership skills that helped me secure an internship with Goldman Sachs in the UK. Currently, I work as a software engineer at Oracle in the Bay Area. In a few weeks from now, I will be joining other Future Makers to meet the US government on AI. I cannot wait to show them what we are capable of.
So to drive positive on a broader scale and affect the lives of people in different communities, the AI Future Makers is training and enabling people to be, as the name says, future makers. They tend to be the first ones in their schools who learn about AI, the first ones in their religious centers to learn about AI, the first ones in their families to learn about AI. They play a key role when their schools get to a place where they want to now adopt artificial intelligence. Our future makers usually help drive that change and then become the first teachers and the first program facilitators that help bring it to a place where thousands become to get equipped with skills to become AI talent for the world.
One of the things that the Future Makers chapter in the Bay Area focuses on is African and African American involvements and technological contributions to AI and other areas of technology, as well as careers in AI. We also focus on that. During our biweekly meetings and presentations, especially those about artificial intelligence, I enjoy getting to see students get excited about learning about these topics because they're often not spoken about in school and they're often unfortunately overlooked. So we've also done activities where we've used AI to create images. We've created dream resumes and presentations about AI in careers. Currently, I'm looking into a career in medicine, and having been a leader in our A for AI chapter, I understand how AI can play a role in pretty much any career that I choose.
We continue to build the AI Future Makers. The vision we see is one where there are Future Makers clubs in over 100 campuses across the entire Africa diaspora. Think Nigeria to Zambia to Brazil and even parts of Asia I don't know about yet. With PR people learning together in their little pods that are connected across the globe, all sharing values that have been built on African history of innovation over the last 1,000 years. All right, everyone. I hope we are all now ready to make Wakanda real. Who's with us?
All right.
All right. That's all we have for you.